E-learning with NUT Endomodel Science School, Mina.
Hello everyone in year 9 Maria Korea. How are we doing today? Hope your day has been great. Yes, welcome to another class with teacher Joanne, and today we are going to be going through a very interesting topic, though kind of elaborate, but I'll try to see how we'll be able to go through on this. Alright, so the first thing I need you to do first of all is to get your writing materials, and let's get started. Alright, so the subject is English 301. Put down the date for today, and we are taking a topic called concord. Concord, like, what does it mean literally? Can we brainstorm on that quickly? When someone is talking and you say, I concur with what you're saying, like, what are you trying to say? Yes, I agree. Yes, so from what we're trying to look at here, we could simply say concord means agreement, right? But agreement between what exactly are we talking about in English today? So this brings us to this brain teaser. Alright, so quickly, the first thing, I need you to tell me how grammatically correct these sentences are. Alright, so you some sentences will be popping up, so you are expected to give the correct expression. Alright, so let's even see first if you'll be able to identify some of these sentences. Okay, so the first one here says, she feel iffy about going out today. She feel iffy about going out today. Remember, in our last class we talked about some vocabularies. We learned some vocabulary such as iffy, a T, like perfect resemblance, or for something to suit you perfectly well, you say it's to a T, mark off, check all the boxes. So this sentence says, she feel iffy going out today. She feel iffy about going out today. What do you think is wrong with this sentence? Is it grammatically correct? Now the next one says, none of us are going for the housewarming. Believe you know what housewarming is. Yes, so building a new house, before going there you gather people to like celebrate and open up the house and all of that. So that's a housewarming celebration. None of us are going for the housewarming today. So what do you think is wrong about this sentence? And the last one says, the man does all the work daily. The man does all the work daily. What do you think is wrong with these sentences? And your answers brings us right into what we are discussing today. And I want to make you understand something quickly, that your wealth of vocabulary and how you sound your pronunciations, that is how well your pronunciations may be, does not define your grammatical accuracy. Yes, can you like think about this assertion quickly? Your wealth of vocabulary and how well your pronunciations may sound does not define your grammatical accuracy, in the sense that you might know a lot of vocabularies, you might just know how to pronounce your words right, but if you don't know how to arrange your words properly, like what comes before what? When I have a subject, what should follow? When I have a verb, okay, when I want to make use of a verb, what kind of noun verb should I use? If you don't know how to really go about this, trust me, your writing and your speaking could be badly affected. That is why you have a lot of people writing beautiful compositions, beautiful essays, beautiful articles, but at the end of the day, they are being marked down. Why? It all boils down to a part of this, alright? So, and that brings us to what we are talking about today, Concord. Concord, this topic is quite interesting. Are you trying to follow already? Yes. Now, Concord in English, in a very simple term, refers to subject and verb agreement. Subject and verb agreement. Remember, when you talk about subject, can you recall what subjects are? The doer of the action in the sentence, or what the sentence is centered all around. Okay, the subject is centered about, or the sentence is centered around who? Around what? Okay, then verb now is the action, right? Yes. So these two are very key in your grammatical construction. If you want to do it right, then you must get this right. Okay, so what do we need to know about subject-verb agreement? Quickly, we have so many rules, numerous rules guiding the subject and verb agreement, alright? But we are going to be taking as much as we can, so because of time constraint, alright? So let's get started already. The first rule here states that yes, singular subject must take a singular verb and vice versa. What does this mean? When you have a singular subject, that's it, and your subject comprises of what? Your nouns and your pronouns, okay? So when you have a singular subject, the singular subject must take a singular verb. Some of us will be thinking, do verbs have singular and plural? Of course, yes, verbs have singular and plural, just like we have nouns having singular and plural, but they are formed in opposite directions. What do we mean by this? Okay, now look at those nouns. When you have boy, add an S, boys, key, add an S, keys, knife, VES, the F changes, and we have knives. Alright, it's as simple as that. But when you come to verb, alright, it's the opposite of nouns. Okay, for the nouns, when they are in the singular form, they don't take an S, neither an ES or IES or VES, as the case may be. But when it comes to the plural, you have to add an S, VES, IES, you know, to change it to its plural form, right? But in the verb, now, when it's in the singular, remember we said it is formed in the opposite direction. Opposite direction. That is just like assuming boy is a verb now. What does that mean? When you are forming the singular of a boy, that means if it's a verb, you don't have to what? Add, and you have to add an S to the singular, and in the plural, you take off the S. Yes? Okay? Now, the same thing applies when we are talking about verbs. Here from the verbs here, column, we have is. What do you think is? Is it a singular or a plural? She is. It is a singular. Is a singular. And the plural of is what? Are. Are. They are. Alright? They are. She is. She is a singular subject taking a singular verb. Alright? Does. What do we think is? Singular or plural? It has an S. Is it a singular or plural? What's your answer? Of course, does is what? A singular. Remember, we said when it's in the case of a verb, it's the opposite of a noun. When it's a noun with an s is plural, but when it's in the case of a verb with an s is singular. Take note of that. So that means when we are forming the plural of does, what happens? We take off the s or the es that has been added, and what do we have? Do. Okay, so please just put it down yourself. I need you to write it down. All right, because I know some of you will just be lazy writing and you don't want to do anything, so I deliberately chose not to put that down. All right, so you put it down. You indicate, okay, singular does, plural do. Singular is, plural are. Now the last one, which is work. Work. Do we have an s? No. When it is a noun without an s is singular, right? But in the case of a verb without an s is what? Plural. Remember, opposite direction, plural. So work is a plural verb. So in forming the singular noun, what do? We add an s, which makes it singular, works. Are we following? Yes. Like singular works, plural work. Singular dances, plural dance. Singular sings, and the plural sing. Are we going along? Good. So having known this, quickly let me also make you understand, like I said earlier, subjects include nouns and subject pronouns. Remember, subject pronouns, the ones that occupy the subject position. Pronouns that occupy the subject position. Alright, and quickly let's see some of them. Singular subjects include nouns, names, right? Generally names. Then third person singular subject pronouns. Third person singular subject pronouns, which are what? He, she, and it. Okay, are we following? Then plural subjects include all plural nouns alongside first and second person singular and plural subjects, which are I, we, and you. You might be wondering, I is a singular subject, so why is it under plural? It's a lawbreaker. I and you. That's the first person and the second person singular subjects are lawbreakers. They are rule breakers. They don't go with the singular subjects. Alright? You can't say I is. I what now? I wash. I washes my clothes. No, you can't say that. I wash my clothes. You wash your clothes yourself. You don't say you washes. Okay, it's a rule breaker. It goes with the plural. Then aside the and we, which we know is the plural of I is singular, we is plural when it comes to first person. And third person plural, we have they, like the singular over there for third person, he, she, and it. But when you have like Ade and BC, you will say what? They. Alright, so now what do we have to know about all of this? Now, when you are treating or speaking, your singular must take a singular subject or verb. That is, your singular subject must take a singular verb. Your plural subject must take a plural verb. For instance, I don't know if you got your word correctly, but it ought to be she feels, not she feel. Feel is plural verb. Okay, so she feels. All right, she feels. She feels. She feels. She feels iffy about going out today. Another sentence, the men work daily. Now you have the subject men and you have the verb work. Take note of that. The first example, you have she, a singular, and feels, singular verb. Now you have men, plural, and you have work, plural. Do we get that? So the men work daily. And another, we have BC works carefully. You take note of that. BC is singular and we have works with an S to show the singular verb. BC works carefully. The next number, the girl swims well. The girl swims well. Next, my mom's clothes are dirty. My mom's clothes are dirty. Alright, did we get that? Good. Did you take note of how the word clothes are being pronounced? Yeah, clothes. Alright, you go to the beach every day. Not you goes. When it's plural, you have goes. When it's singular, you have goes. Like she goes, he goes, the dog goes, the goat goes. Alright, but you, remember we say you is a rule breaker. It's the second person, so it goes with the plural verb go. Singular verb is goes, plural verb go. You go to the beach every day. And lastly, we have Sam goes. Did you see that now? Sam goes to the beach often. Beautiful. I hope you are following. Please do follow carefully. Now, rule number 2 states that when using a primary auxiliary verb such as, remember your primary auxiliary verbs generally are helping verbs. Okay, they are helping verbs, and auxiliary verb is divided into 2, which is the primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. I take it again. Auxiliary itself is divided into 2 parts, and they are what? Primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. Remember the first time I said they are divided into 2, or auxiliary is divided into 2, and it is, okay? But that is wrong, because since I'm going to refer to 2 objects, I'm supposed to say they are. That is part of what I'm talking about. Okay, so they are what? The primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. So the primary auxiliary will consist of the be form, the do form, the have form. Under the be form now, we have am, are, was, where, was, is, which are used in the present continuous form. Okay, like you say I am going. You can't say I am goes. That can't go with the simple present form. So you don't use be form for simple present form. You use them for continuous tenses. Okay, I am going, we are going, they were dancing, she was singing. All right, that is that. Then do form such as do and does, which are used in the simple present form. She does, they do. Okay, have form, which includes have and has, which are used in the present perfect. She has been, they have been. Alright, so have is the plural, has is the singular. Okay, so now the focus of the agreement is now tilted towards the subject and the auxiliary verb in use. What are we trying to say? You no longer really look at the main verb, but your attention now is on the auxiliary verb. That means your auxiliary verb must agree with the subject. If your auxiliary verb is, your subject is singular, then your auxiliary verb must be in the singular form. All right, and when it's in plural, that's the subject, the auxiliary verb must also be in the what? In the plural form. Okay, so let's be they do go there often, not they does go there. Does is singular, so do is plural. The dog doesn't like me. All right, the dogs do not like me. The dogs do not like me. They go there often. All right, do. And she does her work carefully. She does. You can see that she does, not she do her work. Okay, some of us blow that error. Okay, she does her work carefully. Okay, Ada does her work carefully. She doesn't do her work well. Okay, they do their work well, not they does their work well. All right, so let's take note of that. Mom was there yesterday. Mom was. Mom was. Was is singular, plural is were, not mom were there. Mom was there because mom is one person. We were there last week. We were there last week. I have been driving for hours. She has been driving for hours. Did we take note of all of that? Yes. Mom works. Some of us, I read some of your comprehensions, your compositions, your creative writing. I see expressions such as mom work, mom speak, dad, no, please take note of that. Dad is singular and therefore the verb attached to it must be in the singular form. All right, not they works, they work. Okay, so please let's take note of that. Now we have another rule here. What is this rule about? Modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, remember I said auxiliary verbs are two. We talked about the primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. Under the modal auxiliary you have words such as must, should, can, could. Okay, quickly before we continue with this, identify 6 modal auxiliary verbs. 6 modal auxiliary verbs. 6 modal, I think this is your second text for today. 6 modal auxiliary verbs. Yes, I count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I believe you've done that, so let's continue. Modal auxiliary verbs. When dealing with modal auxiliary, the main verb that comes after it never goes with an S. Either it's in the singular or the plural form. Okay, it never goes with an S. It never does that. Okay, now what am I trying to say? May is what? A modal auxiliary, which shows what? Possibility, probability, and also used in asking, making requests, polite requests. May I sit please? May I come in please? All right, I may visit you tomorrow. Now take note, the main verb here is what? What is the main verb? Yes, visit is the main verb. May is the modal auxiliary. So I may visit you tomorrow. She might visit you tomorrow. She may visit you tomorrow. Okay, she will work hard next time, not she will works hard. Okay, she will work hard next time. Are we together? All right, remember we don't have time, and we have a lot to cover. We need to rush up on this. Rule number 4. What does it say? Indefinite pronouns. Some of us, even as adults, have issues with this. Indefinite pronoun. That is pronouns that does not refer to someone in particular. Could just be a general assertion, ideology, like when you say somebody, nobody, everybody, someone, no, yeah. So those are indefinite pronouns. Usually, indefinite pronouns takes a singular verb. It does what? It takes a singular verb. Alright? Examples. Nobody likes to be left out. Not nobody like to be left out. Nobody likes to be left out. Okay? Everyone loves to be carried along. Everyone loves. Everyone loves. Did you hear that? Alright. Now, someone is waiting for me. Someone is waiting for me. Someone is waiting for me. Alright? And another is what? Everybody desires. Everybody desires the best in life. Everyone wants the best in life. Okay? So take note, please. It always takes the singular verb. Alright? Summation plurals. Summation plurals. What are summation plurals? Nouns you already know. These are nouns which always have two items meshed as one. They are usually used with a pair of, like a pair of shoes, a pair of socks, pair of shorts, pair of glasses. Alright, I need to replace my pair of glasses. Alright, trousers, and so on. Now, examples. A pair of scissors is on the table. Scissors is. A pair of scissors is on the table. Alright? A pair of shorts. A pair of shorts costs 200 naira, while 2 pairs costs 400 naira. Did you take note of that? A pair of shorts costs, and 2 pairs of shorts costs. So take note. Alright guys, I hope you've been following. Yes, and though this topic is kind of complex, will I say, but I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So let's just go steadily. Alright, so the next use of correlative conjunction. Conjunction is a part of speech used for linking or joining words, phrases, clauses, sentences. So now, out of the 3 types of conjunctions, we are talking about correlative conjunctions, okay, which is either or, neither nor. Please take note. Either goes with or, neither goes with no. Alright, so very important to take note of that. So that's what we are looking at now. How does this work when we are using it in a sentence? What does it take? The subject and the verb involved. Now, one thing you must know is, if a singular item is joined by a correlative conjunction, which is either or, neither nor, the subject is considered singular. Why? Because you have the first singular, the first subject you have is a singular, and the order coming after the or is also a singular. And either, when you talk about either means one out of an item, a group of item or group of person, one. So you see, at the end of the day, the 2 persons or subjects mentioned, you are still referring to one, which is singular and has to take a singular verb. When you talk of nor, I mean neither. Neither means none of it, none of any item mentioned, none of the persons mentioned, okay, of which none is still a singular subject which should take a singular verb. Do we see how we arrived at this rule? Okay, so now here are some examples to buttress on that. When you talk of either Ade or Simi is present. It's either Simi is present or Ade is present. So either Ade or Simi is present, not are present, because you are referring to one of them. Alright, then neither Ade nor Simi is present. That is, none of these persons mentioned. Neither Ade is present, nor is Simi present. Okay? Now, another example, either Ade or Simi came earlier. Anyway, when it comes to the use of subject-verb agreement, we don't really have much issues with past tense, okay? Because when you are talking of past tense, the past tense as the verb now goes with either a singular or a plural subject. The only part where we need to consider our past tense or use of past tense is when we're using the be verb, all right? When we have is, okay, or was, okay? You don't say they was here. No, was, the plural of was is were, all right? Plural of was is were. Plural of has is had, okay? But when it's past tense, it is had, and had can go for either singular or plural. So that is that. So, but in this case, you could say either Ade or Simi was here, okay? Or yes, either Ade or Simi was here. That means you are not around, but you are sure that one of them came around when you were absent. So either of them was here because of maybe one thing, maybe your gadget is missing or something, or someone dropped something, and you know it could be either of them. So you say either Ade or Simi was here. Alright, so that is that. Let's move on. We have another rule, two more rules under the correlative conjunctions. Let's quickly look at that. And this states that if two items, look at that very well, if two items joined are plural, the subject is considered plural as well as the verb. What are we trying to say here? Remember in the first one we talked about one item being joined by either or to another item. Okay, now we are talking about, let's say you have two groups. Let's say group A, in group A we have BC and Jerry, and in group B you have Ada and Titi. Okay, so you are saying either of these two, okay, will emerge the winner of the competition. So, and in each group, remember, two persons are involved, so that is considered what? Plural. Unlike in the other where you have one in each group, but this you have two in each group. So if two items joined are plural, the subject is considered plural as well as the verb. Alright, so either BC and Titi or Ada and Jerry will emerge the winner, or either BC and Titi or Jerry and Ada are going to be at the party. Are going to be at the party, not is going to be at the party. Are going to be at the party, because in each of the group you are referring to two persons. Okay, now another rule under correlative conjunction that you need to know is if one of the two items joined is singular, while the other object is plural. The verb will maintain agreement with the item closer to it. Let's see some examples here to buttress more on those rules we've talked about. Alright, so the first one reads, either the boys or the girls are visiting. Now, this very sentence buttresses on the B rule, the second rule, that says if two items joined are plural, the subject is considered plural as well as the verb. Alright, remember we talked about group A, group B. Now in group A here you can see we have boys, plural, and group B we have girls, plural. So either the boys or the girls are, you see the are there, are visiting. Good. So we go to the second sentence. Neither the boys nor the girl is coming. Remember we talked about the C rule. Okay, we said if one of the two items joined is singular while the other subject is plural, the verb will maintain agreement with the item closer to it, that is closer to the verb. Now, looking at this sentence here, the item closer to the verb, that is the subject closer to the verb, is girl, and in singular form. Okay, and that is why the verb is. Okay, girl is, because the girl is closer to the verb. Did we take note of that? So let's read the sentence again. Neither the boys nor the girl is coming. Let's reverse it. Let's say we have the girl, the singular, to the group A, and the boys, the plural, to group B. What I'm going to have? Neither the girl nor the boys. What do you think the verb there will be? Are, not is anymore, because boys is going to be plural and not singular. Alright, so neither the girl nor the boys are coming. I hope you were able to get that. Alright, I know it has been a very wonderful class, and yes, a lot to ruminate on and grasp. Alright, so you could go over it again and try to understand each of those rules we've discussed. Okay, so before I say goodbye to you guys, I need you guys to do something for me. First thing, I need you to write 20 verbs in their singular and plural forms. This is just to help you understand the concept that, okay, just like you have singular and plural verbs, you also, plural nouns, you also have singular and plural verbs. So the more you do this, the more you internalize. That is one. Two, under each of the rules we've discussed, I need you guys to come up with 4 sentences each in each of the rules, including the correlative conjunctions. 4 sentences in each. Alright. And at this point, you are going to draw the curtain and say a beautiful goodbye to you. But before then, I will end this class without saying thank you guys for listening. We've missed you all and hoping to have you guys back to school soon. But before then, keep staying home and keep staying safe. Alright, take care and be good. Be at your best. Bye.